Hi everybody, and today we are going to create an apple with colored pencils. What do we need? We need an ordinary pencil, a HB, 2B. We need sharpener. You can use one small sharpener like this, or if you have a sharpener like this. And we need colored pencils. The colors we need for this apple is we're going to do a red apple. I love the color red. And red, yellows, oranges, greens for the leaves, and some browns to create the stem. The first thing we need to do is to create a nice round circle. As you see, I'm practicing using my arm. And there we go. We've got a apple. We'll put the stem in this area. I can even draw it in so that you know where it's going. Something like that. Okay, and if you remember the last video, I said that there was some imaginary lines to know in which direction I'm creating these colors to make it nice and round. So the first color I'm going to use is always the lightest color, and I'm going to start putting in some yellows in the same direction as those lines, a little bit like a pumpkin. Yeah, I know you could see it right through the colors, but it doesn't matter. It's just I'm putting like a first coat of this apple's got yellows and oranges, and maybe I'll put some green in it, but we have to be careful when we put in the green. And I'll show you why when we get there. So here we go. So I'll start putting in some red. I'll start in the center because the center is going to be the darkest. And I'm doing the same motion as those lines, as you could see. And then I'm going to bring it down softly. Doesn't have to be dark right away. And slowly creating. Now, what happens when you mix red and yellow? Mix like an orange color. Does the same thing with pencils. And I'm creating this apple slowly. And when you put more pressure, it makes it juicier, but darker. And slowly. I'm always doing these lines. You see, I'm always going in those directions. This is a way that I draw, because I find that doing it this way, I'm creating movement in my apple. Everybody has their own way of creating, and this is my way of creating. At the same time, I'm thinking this apple's got to be round and nice and juicy. Yeah, I'm all over the place, like painting. I do a little bit here until I get tired. Move over here. I think I just moved the camera. Sorry about that. And slowly, look, it's starting to look really nice here. And slowly adding color. Let's put in some nice orange. In my head, I'm thinking the light or the sun is here. and it's shining all on this side of the apple. So this side is going to be, usually when the sun or the light shines on red, it's more on an, gives it more of an orangey red. So the color I'm putting in is an orange. And then I'm going to put a little bit more red into it. I'm putting a little bit more pressure into it. Can you start seeing all those other colors underneath are coming through? Now, using this method, you get to see the movement of the apple, making it round. Can you see that? I'm going to put a little bit here, a little bit here, and there's a little bit here that the sun, even if, because the center is going to be nice and dark. So now I'm going to move into a darker orange. I'm going to put a little bit here and there. It's a darker, like a more on the red side. But I wanted a little bit more red, so I'll move back to my red. Now this one is a real red. So I'll come in and put some areas of red right on top. And you notice you can hear me putting pressure. And always respecting to going in that direction. It looks like my apple is starting to come out. You might need to move the paper around. That's okay. I'm starting to like what I see. What you can do is you can go get an apple out of your fridge, or you can get a picture off of the internet. And you can, so this side is going to be much darker because remember the sun's shining this way, so this side is just a little bit darker. Yeah, I got a bit of the sniffles. Sorry about that. What do you guys think? Imagine doing a pear. Oh, that'd be nice. I'll start you up with a pear later and I'll give you an idea. So let's, I have a darker red here. I'll put some more darker reds. Maybe in this area. Right on top. Maybe a little bit more orange, eh? What do you guys think? Yeah, I think so. Nice. More red. I want a really red down here because it is the darkest. And I'm always respecting those lines. You can do also circle motions. If it's harder on, it's less harder on your arms. I want to show you if I put some green in there what it does, okay? So if I put some green in there right on top of the red, it makes it a little dark. And sometimes it's not the nicest color. Let's try this lighter one on top. Whoops. but it looks pretty cool, this lighter one. Right on top here, some areas. I want to darken that center. It has to be really dark. See that? Now I'm putting lots of pressure. Now, it depends what apple you're doing. It could be a green apple too. So now I'm going to take care of doing this stem. So I'm going to lightly put this in. And then very dark on this side because the sun is not hitting it. I'm going to use my yellow on this side. Make it just a little bit lighter. That's not bad. I'm just putting a little yellow everywhere else. Now we could say it's sitting on a table. The sun's shining, so the shadow is going to be like that. And then I can use a black pencil, colored pencil to do this, but I prefer doing it with a pencil so I have a little bit more control. And then you know that right underneath the apple it's the darkest. If you look at it and you shine a light on it, and then it goes from dark to light. So I'm just quickly making a shadow, circular motions. And it goes from, and then less pressure on my pencil. And there you have it. Well, that's an apple. How about if I get you started on a pear? Move it over so that you guys could see. I think I got it there. Yeah. So, same principle as before. That's my pear. And I'll put the center here where the stem is. So these are my lines. You don't have to put them in. Now I'm going to start with my yellow. And I'll think of that sun as shining like this. See that? It's shining like this. So this side is going to be a light brighter. And so on. A little bit of orange. I like orange. It looks really nice. Makes it pop a little bit more, doesn't it? And I'm going in those direction of those lines always. It looks like a squash right now, but it doesn't matter. It's because you can see my pencil marks. Usually I do that in colored pencils. But for you guys to see, I think this is the best way. I'm going to put some darker orange on this side. Maybe right here. The same principle like I did on the apple. And of course, this pear is a Bartlett pear, so we'll say it's got a little bit of the brown in it. Just put a bit here and there, very lightly. Yeah, there might be a bit of red in there, isn't there? Maybe not this red. Usually you test it here. Let's see, this red? Oh yeah. I'll put a bit of red in there. And it needs a lot of this yellow ochre. It's like a brownish, not this one's an orange, but trying to find a nice reddish brown. Yeah, this one. There we go. So you know the principle a little bit in that same sense. So the light's shining here. And here is my shadow right under the pear. We'll make the stem. Oh, and I didn't make a leaf. So this one we're going to make a little leaf. I always like to like that, a bit bigger, and it's coming. I'll softly put this color in. The sun's shining right on it, so it's going to be a lot lighter here. Oh, look at the effects. Isn't that pretty? Could put a bit of that green too in the pear. So all I could say is go and create. Let's create and enjoy creating. And I didn't use the same brown, so of course it's showing through, so, and it's on a table. And it's very dark right there. So go and create and enjoy. I'm Josie, and my website is josiedemeo.com. Thank you. Enjoy.